Sunday. Hey, shout out to all the new people. Welcome, welcome. I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger God, his very first creation of himself in the feminine form. I am the Dark Goddess reincarnated. Oh. In order to keep up with me, you better see what I post on my community page, my latest live video, and anything in my shorts. Happy freaking Sunday fun day. Are you guys having a good day? Me too. Where have I been? Outside. It's the most beautiful day, bro. It's got to be like 75 degrees out there. It's been beautiful. I didn't even actually want to come in, but I had to get some of this done. Typically on a Sunday, I have like 3 hours of freaking work to do. Gotta do light codes, religious teachings, some other bullshit. Are you guys ready to rumble? For the new people, Sundays are God's day. So I am priestess to, the light during Sunday. We are in the light. So these are called light codes on a Sunday. These are confirmations of positivity to keep you going as to what is going on in your life. If you look back on Friday or Saturday, we were looking at dark cards as confirmation to what darkness was going on in our life. This is just the balance. We'll be back in the dark tomorrow, purging energies, but for now, we're in the light. On these days, I typically pull specific cards. You're welcome to keep up with us. They're not always the same cards, but there are specific cards I have to pull on this day. I try to avoid religious teachings because I end up just arguing with the religions. But I do that too. We can wait for that. I saw that dude. It was a perfect setup. What setup? God set that dude up. He parked right next to my car. Who did? I don't know. The so-called reverend or pastor or, you know what I mean? Whoever runs the church downstairs. I call him Mr. Tambourine Man. I sure wanted to roll up on him and ask him if he had the ability to cast out spirits. In order to know why I wanted to do that, you would have had to catch last night's video, congregations, and all that good shit. Okay, I think we got enough cards. Really? I think we got too many, to be honest. Alright. I saw something interesting. I heard something interesting that stuck with me, and I was like, ugh. It's like certain things get to you, and you're like, alright, that's it. Time to go. I'm done with this. I don't know if it was Steve's love tarot or if it was Gary's fucking tarot or whatever it was, something. They're like, they can see a future with you. Queen of Cups. They see you as really loving. They can see a future with you. I have a question for you. What future do you see with me? Is it my future that I keep telling you I'm about to have? And you see yourself in that future? That's nice. You want to live in an RV and shit? That's cool. That's exciting. I'm always looking at RVs. When I'm bored, I go to Facebook Marketplace and look at camping stuff. I'm really focused on little mini toilets right now. I had one. I never used it. I was really excited about the camping experience. I bought all kinds of stuff and never actually did it. I had planned to do it that summer with my kids. I've been planning it. I was going to go. We went once to Lake McConaughey, which is on the border of Colorado and Nebraska. And it was stupendous. It was my first experience, and I thought it was real fun, so I wanted to go back there, and I was planning for it, but I did not. Yeah, I like looking at all kinds of cool stuff like that. So anyways, going back to it, it's like, alright, cool. I don't look at you the same way, though. I don't know what you have to offer. Looking at these men, I can only see them in what they do now, which is already just discouraging. Alright, this is what you're going to do when we're together. Okay. In the sense of I can see a future with you, no, I try to put you into my future. I don't know what a future with you looks like. Do you have a future? Or are you trying to be part of my future? Very futuristic. I don't know what that has to do with anything. It just came up to my mind. They're like, they can see a future with you. Like what future? Like me loving you and taking care of you and you being part of, my fame and fortune and my church. It's funny you said that, dude. I saw something today when I was walking. I saw a huge download of Wolfman. You know what I saw, Wolfman? It's kind of really beautiful. What did I see? I saw the spiritual center. So you must be part of it. what did I see? Saturday mornings, we organize things for kids. All the kids come, we feed them breakfast, and then we go out and we do things with the kids. And you and I split up the kids, and we take them to do little things. Like what? Well, during the summer or during the winter, we'll do snowball fights and snowmen and angels and all of that great stuff. We'll build little igloos and have snowball fights. But I was thinking during the summers and stuff, we could do lots of cool role playings. We can do the natives and the pilgrims. We can do all kinds of cool little role playing with the kids, where we get together and we teach them stuff. So I'll dress up as the native and take a group of them to do native things. We'll go shooting arrows and beating and drum rolling, and you'll take a bunch of the kids and you'll teach them how to ride a horse and how to shoot a BB gun and how to do something. I don't know what guys do. Stuff like that. I saw that we would have these organized things where we grab the groups of kids and we take them and we dress up and we have little roles and we invite kids to come and do it. And the parents get to sleep in and stuff, and we just have a great time with the kids in the mornings. Really? That's what I saw. That's what I saw. Like we replay the Civil War. We do little things like that. Yeah? Yeah. Little fun things. We play history with the kids. We have them reenact history. We do little cool things like that. I saw the first download was like a pirate ship, where we're on pirate ships and we go to war with each other, and the waters are filled with sharks. Really? Yeah, cool stuff like that. I guess theatrics, lots of fun. Kids need to play in their imagination. I don't believe adults really have it, but adults could be invited to dress up and play with them if they wanted, or just let the kids play, have a great Saturday morning. Really? Yeah, I saw that as a cool thing. We take them out for a couple of hours, and then we bring them back. Everybody has lunch. And then later on, we get together, and we do fucking healing sessions. It's so lovely. Yeah? Yeah, I saw you part of that, if that's what we're talking about. You want to be part of that? Sounds like fun, huh? Bring all the little kiddos, dress them up, and get them together and get them all in role-playing and have lots of fun with them for a couple of hours. Really? Yeah, all kinds of cool stuff. I was thinking about that when I was walking. I always get the downloads of the community, how to make the community better, what we'll do in the community. So that's something I saw for the community. And then I saw, okay, so I was like, all right, so how does this day play out? So the kids come, all the kids come, and we all have breakfast and stuff, and then we all pack them all up and we go somewhere, right? And then we come back and we have lunch. Okay, after that they go and they nap and everything and, quiet down. But then during healing sessions, what will they do? We'll have the teens run the children's center while we do healing sessions. What'll that be? Part of it will be a little movie area. They'll have a craft area. There'll be a video game area, kind of like the community center where the kids will come. And there we'll also have, people will serve them dinner while we're doing our healing sessions. Really, it's so community-based, bro. Everybody puts in a little bit of work. We raise the children as a community. We heal as a community. We're really close. Really? Yeah, it's a great thing. I like it. So I saw that. I saw a Saturday play out at the community, what a Saturday could look like in all different forms. Really? Yeah, water balloon fights, cool stuff like that. All kinds of cool ideas. Go-karts, all kinds of fun stuff. When we're not spending money on the outside world, we can spend money on exciting things for, inside of our world. When we're not, when we have a really self-sufficient garden that's feeding everyone, they're not putting money into food, so they don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about electricity. We're not going to have to worry about water because we're going to be running off of well water, solar panels, shit like that. The typical shit that costs you so much. Not to mention housing. There's no fee to live there, as long as you're community-based. Now, if you're working outside of the community and you have a great job and you want to keep all of that money, then we do ask that you do, because you're not doing community work to pay off your stay, to pay to stay. So then we do ask for that. And what would it be? Capped at like $500 a month? Realistically, and that still offers, we'll still have, you can do your own cooking and all that, but we'll also have a running cafeteria. And the community base is keeping all of these things running, right? What funds it all? That would be me, all my famousness of going around and doing all these big, you know what I mean, conventions and shit like that. That would be the documentary, that would be, you know, interviews and selling the freaking, you know what I mean, selling the shows and shit to networks and stuff like that. Really? Yeah, and don't forget the lottery. Really? It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Alright, let's get into what's going to be. We're going to start with my favorite cards because they're my favorite. Why? They're just my favorite. They're pretty. They're really not anything important. They're called Divine Nature. They're just my favorite. Every card reader probably has their favorite. These are mine. They're very poetic. Artistic and poetic. Look at that. I was waiting for that one. Engage your invisibles. I did a huge video last night about necromancy and spirit work. A huge one. So please catch that video. Something about conjuring. Oh, I went to number 20. Here we go. Whether you believe in mystical creatures, guardian angels, or spirit guides, you do have forces moving on your behalf that are guarding and guiding your soul's journey. Spoke all about that. The presence of Jesus is there. And that's what it is. Who was walking through the park with me? That's it, Jesus. All of my guides were walking together. Well, they don't have to use their legs. Carry me. Super funny. If you're aware of them, now is the time to contact them, inquire, investigate, ask for their help. If you do not know who they are, suspend your disbelief. I spoke about all this last night. I don't know who your guides are, but they come to you at the beginning. We're at the beginning of the awakening for many people. Call and conjure them into your quiet space. Compel them to come to your aid and confess your belief in them. We talked about that too. Acknowledge when they're there. Don't assume it's something dark. They're working. You don't understand how hard the spirit realm has to work to be seen. So if they are powerful enough to move physical matter, you got to give them a high five. It's not something every spirit can do. And if they can get, they're slamming, cupboards, moving chairs, doing stuff like that, they have worked really hard to be able to, to have the ability. They had to petition to have the ability to go to that next level, to try harder to get your attention. Not all spirits can do that. So you need to acknowledge that they're there and acknowledge they're there on the behalf of God for you. And that's what they're there for. No spirit has ever come to me for anything other than a message of God. Some kind of comfort, a friend, that's it. Something having to do with this. It's all God sent. He's ordained that. And then we talked about the malevolent spirits that are just wandering around. He keeps an eye on them too. Trust me, it's contracted if you come in, hey, Britney Spears, that whole thing, bro, it's contracted. It was going to be that way. That body was going to hold two spirits. In essence, it's almost like pregnancy if you think about it. She's giving birth if it ever comes out. Unseen forces thrive on behalf and expand in your presence, whether in relaxation, prayer, meditation, dream work, or active imagination. Invite them in to engage with you. Ask for their support and assistance you need. Alright, so I'm seeing the soul tribe. So last night, it was weird. I was real tired. I would walk the dog. I set her out there. She started giving me the I'm bored look. So I was like, alright, that's fine. Let's go upstairs. Let's go to bed. And I got up here, and I'm taking, I give her snack. And as I sit here, my spirit's like, grab your candles and go downstairs. Go sit and do a ceremony. I'm like, okay. And I get down there, and it's the clearest sky at night. And, you know what I mean? The most beautiful stars and everything. And I sit down there, and I do all of that. And, where am I going on this behalf? Where am I going with this? Oh, in that time, first one to come in, here comes fucking Russ on my Pandora. Here comes the guides. Here comes my spirit, my spirit tribe, and then my guides. And at 12 o'clock, here comes Mac Miller. There's a special thing between me and Mac. And only the old schools know it. I speak of it quite lightly. I'm like, I don't see Mac usually until possibly on a Sunday morning, usually on a Monday after a beating. Just briefly. So it was beautiful. I don't go looking and try to stay in his spirit. Sometimes I'll go and be like, I'll put on POC to get into his spirit, because it's been a while. I miss you. I mean, we just haven't talked for a while, but it's not like that. But anyway, so, you know, you're as it says, your imagination, active imagination. You know, as I'm walking there, I'm being fed this vision from my guides. I'm being fed a vision of the future. And then they put Wolfman in there. I see him. I see him dressed up as a cowboy on a horse, gathering all the chunky kids to come with him. I see him dressing up and playing the roles and having fun with the kids and really getting into it. Really? Yep. I totally see him, you know what I mean, being the authoritative figure while I'm over there fucking around somewhere. He likes to be seen. He likes to be in control. He's already, you know, he's checking on everything and making everything's going on, and everybody's like, you know, wants to talk to the big guy and, you know, whatever. I see all that. Realistically, yeah, go handle the business. Go burn the fire. Shit, I'll be there in a bit. Anyways, ask for the support and assistance you need. And, you know, that's just spirits. You can ask for Jesus. You can, you know, on page 44. That's beautiful. The whole fucking picture is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it, though? It's the mixture of fire and water, bro. It's, like, so gorgeous to me. But you're invisibles, and as I say that, I was guided to go and get the fairy Bible out. Do you guys believe in mythical creatures? Probably not. They're not just creations of people's imagination. They saw them. They saw them in a reality. They saw them, and they brought that vision into your reality. Really? Mm-hmm. Do you believe in fairies and dragons and unicorns? I heard lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. No, I said fairies and dragons and unicorns. Do you believe in the things that they speak of in the children's books? There's a beautiful movie called, who played in that movie? Fuck, it's called Legend, and it's with Tom Hanks, and it's about all the beautiful creatures. It's about the devil trying to convince the Shekinah, but that's not how it is. It's the lily. It's Lilith. It's actually a remake of the beautiful story, to be honest. I don't want to ruin it for you. It has all the beautiful mythical creatures, but yeah, it's supposedly a story of Lilith and Lucifer versus Lilith and Adam and blah blah blah. I'm gonna pull that book out actually. When you step into the light, this was one of the first ones we got. And conveniently, for all you new people, we are starting over. So we're starting with the first ray of power. Welcome to the awakening. Now, before we get that, because I will lose the thought of the fairy Bible, shall we learn about a mythical creature? I'm just going to open the book to any page. Really? Where did I go? Penance. The Penance were also house fairies and companions of lairs, the plural of lar, maybe lars, lar. In many ways, they were similar to the lars, for their function were also to protect and guide the family. However, although they were associated with hearth and central atmosphere of the home, in addition, they were linked with storeroom and harvest. It's very interesting because for my offering, all I put out was a lot of grains. I put out this bread, a loaf of everything bread. I was guided to put out some tortilla chips. I put out some mango strips, and a lot of juice, or a lot of fruit juices. Really? The function of the penance was to ensure that the family was always well provided with nourishment. The harvest was successful, and with all that fruit produced was plentiful and well stored. Images of penance were in ivory, wax, or pottery, and were often placed within their own shrine of the home. A light would be burning in honor to honor them. A dish of salt was placed before them. Salt was greatly valued and as a preservative and a gift of the goddess. It's here in this thing. I keep salt right here. I'm not one of those witches that use it and carry it with me, but it is here. It is a great cleanser, both actually and metaphorically. It is created with the ability to keep evil spirits at bay. Thus, salt was an expression of power of the penance, to preserve and guard. Like many fairies, penance were gods that ensured prosperity and safety, but they were demoted into status of just fairies. The penance were linked with Vesta, Roman goddess of hearth. One way of understanding them is to be receptive to the Vesta within each individual home. The Romans also respected the penance Pulici, who performed the same. I was going to say something really inappropriate. I felt it coming up. Who performed the same function in respect to the state of the household penance did for individual families. There is much overlap between the lairs and the penance, and they may all be understood as spirits of place, guardians of family, and nature spirits, tending everything that grows and providing for humans' needs. Stop right there. The first card was talking about your invisible allies, and even me myself on page 288 have never heard of these before. So when we look for who's our invisible allies, they tell us who's around us. They tell them they're in our home. Providing what? Goodness, bro. Alright, just wanted to point that out. These spirits were once accepted, valued, and respected companions in the home. Gradually, as the centuries passed, they became trivialized and were seen as mischievous creatures, sometimes linked with the devil. Fairies being what they are, many have obliged and turned to pranks, to jolt complacent humans out of their belief and have all the answers of the universe and life. As in days of yore, lairs and penance deserve honor and respect. Evolving family traditions that do just that will enhance the atmosphere of the home and make family members feel more secure and cared for. Alright, so what did we do? We just offered them salt, right? A light would kept burning in honor of them, and a dish of salt placed before them. Really? Yeah. That's what I pulled out of. So there's invisible spirits in our home protecting us and bringing us hearth. At this particular time, they want you to know about the penance and the lairs. Makes me wonder where the lairs are. Lair familias. I found them on the page before. The household lair of the family is a Roman version of a helpful house fairy, and some students in the folklore say that beliefs about house fairies spread through the Roman Empire. House fairies themselves link this is a funny idea, considering they saw thousands of years come and go before the Romans were even heard of. The lair is the name for the protective fairy that is attached to the family and looks after the wealth and interest. Each family has a fairy? Why not? As I saw that, I saw, what was his name? The house elf. What was his name? Can't remember. From Harry Potter. And he died. So sad. Sometimes the lair may send warnings to the future omens there will be family traditions attached to this. Such appearances of a flock of white birds on a rooftop when someone is about to die. Such manifestations may be the work of a lair, who might also wreak vengeance on anyone who harms a family member. That goes back to it, don't fuck with us. Offerings were made to the lair at mealtime by pouring out a little wine on the earth and some crumbs of food. That's not what I did. I poured out, I guess that's what makes wine, is those fruits. I told you I poured out a bunch of fruit drinks. Where? A little bit on the earth, but mostly into the creek. I poured them into the waters. Milk was also put out as a reward, and the dregs were usually left in the milk pail for the lair. The favorite haunt of the lair was and is the hearth, because it is the hearth of the home. To mark this, each month a garland of flowers or other produce would be freshly made and hung over the hearth. Full moon may have been favored time for this, and as the moon marks female rhythms, the guiding spirit here is mothering and feminine. In addition, milk was considered a sacred gift of the mother goddess, so it was only fitting to return some to her out of respect. It is always hard to make clear distinctions between fairies and ghosts of the dead, and the likelihood is that some ghosts may take the habit of fairies. The lair also may be the spirit of an important ancestor who was honored and propitiated. Is that a word? I don't know. Sometimes people were buried under the floor with the family home and were believed to stay there in residence. The lair may be an embodiment of this spirit or someone else entirely. At all events, this strong and protective presence is to be treasured and respected. Look how they show the garland. And it's funny because we really start doing this shit around Christmas. And all of a sudden I started hanging shit like that. Interesting, isn't it though? And I do my flowers like that. Interesting. Great stuff, right? What is this, the Fairy Bible? I found it at a kid's clothing bank. I was guided to take it with me. Crazy, huh? Kids. Because adults don't believe. There's something you're supposed to fill your kids with. You're supposed to fill your kids with belief. So they can imagine and they can create from that imagination. It's exactly what I was talking about with the kids. We make them believe. We tell them we see things. We use our imagination to create theirs. And we listen to theirs and we work with theirs. The invisible. We let the invisible be. Could you be an adult and play with your imagination with small children at the park? I went past the park today. Dude, there must have been like 75 people there. Normally I hate parks, but it was beautiful. I just smiled so big seeing all the parents and the children. It was just really beautiful. Why? Because it was a beautiful day and everybody needed to be outside, and this is what families are supposed to do. So in essence, they were doing what they do, and they were having fun doing it. They were all climbing and laughing and, giggling and falling, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. One day they'll grow up and they'll be crying and stressing and worrying, and, it'll be a different thing. Let's move on. First ray of power. Spiritual service is what I went to. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Please remember that the path will always find you. You may feel as though you're bubbling about in the dark and not a clue as to what you are doing here. But there is a truth. You always are on your path. Whether it doesn't seem like a proper life path or not, it's irrelevant. Your heart leads you towards what is perfect for you. I was just guided to read that. That's not the card at all. We start with page 26. The first ray of power is the energy of conscious destruction. I spoke about that last night. You have to destroy your life to make room for God's new life. That's all it really he asks for. Leave that's no longer serving you. It can be used in a healthy way to eliminate the past and allow for fresh start. The first ray also carries the frequency of leadership. It can assist you to stand in the truth of your light so others can find their way by it. It helps to strengthen your willpower so you can accomplish any task you choose. The Ascending Master El Morya brings you this particular blessing and encourages you to believe in your own strength and take the initiative on what matters most to you. Pause. I gotta see if I have a card for that person, because I think I do. I was looking at him, and I was like, no, that's too many cards. And I put it down. But if I do have a card. El Morya. Alright, let's see. Metatron. Seer. Yep. Ascending Master El Morya. Blue sapphire. Number 20. This is too many. I gotta give you the stone at least. Give me a second. I'm like, this is too many cards, God. Come on. Really? Yeah, each of these cards is at least a 20-minute read if I don't tell you anything about the card. If I just read it without saying anything. That never happens. Oh, 1 hour turns into 2. I just saw him. I just don't know where I saw him. Did I already pull him out? No way did I pull him out. No, here's those. Give me a second. They're intense cards. Are they these ones? Probably these ones. Let's see. Yep. Alright. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh. I have cards. They're called the Crystal Mandalas. These teach you, we talked about the frequencies last night. They teach you the 3s, the 4s, and the 8s. Okay? So, and in that, what is that? Well, gosh. The 4 suits are archangels, and I told you that. The 3 suits are the Ascending Masters, and the 8s are the goddesses. So the second Ascending Master in this, number 20. Number 20. Okay, now I'm going to find the card. This is how you work? Yep. That's why I got to have everything. I'm guided. I just go with the flow. At least they're in order. That's nice. 14. Ooh, that's pretty. What is that? Back tourmaline. That's why. Purification. That's so pretty. What's the number? Damn, 20. Ascending Master. That is beautiful. Welcome. Damn, look at the next one. Lady Nana looking good. I told you what they are. We do them one at a time, but sometimes we get off of track. These were actually at the beginning, too. I'm not sure why. I guess we're just starting over. Alright, let me go back to this, and then we'll jump back to that. It's like this and like that. Alright. If you are confused about which path... Wait, what? Ascending Master El Morya brings you the particular blessing and encourages you to believe in your own strength and take the initiative on whatever matters most to you. If you are confused about which path to take or whether to continue a certain relationship, course of action, or life choice, the first ray of power will clarify matters for you. When it moves through our lives, whatever is holding us back will be removed, either through circumstances seemingly or beyond our control, or by our own actions, based on a sudden inner knowing. When the first ray of power is indicated, a long-term plan that was once important to you may suddenly seem as though it needs to change or even be released altogether. Or you may suddenly get the motivation to go for something you have dreamt for a long time. Once this ray affects your life, your understanding of what is helpful and what is not can change overnight. The changes will feel very true, freeing, and helpful. Those people, dreams, and opportunities that remain in your life after have survived the onslaught of a divine will. This means that, and that's it, higher will, that the universe is confirming that you are meant to be part of your journey at this time. The first ray of power also relates to matters of leadership and politics. Be open to how your spiritual journey might be helpful in the world of politics, whether that be through aligning yourself in a cause that resonates deeply to your heart, through bringing a more open, discerning view into the often deceptive world of politics. Speaking your truth will be very helpful at this time, not only for you, but also for those around you who are willing to hear your voice and make your own choices for their clear place within. Don't be afraid to be heard. That's what it is. I shared that video this morning about the Sigmas and 9 type of people we can't fuck with. I don't fuck with you. You can't stand on your beliefs or your principles. You will not stand up for yourself in the fear of being disliked or causing discord in a conversation. You don't want to cause rifts. You want to just go with the flow of the conversation, be pleasing and be liking. Only add to it, not argue with it. I like a competitive conversation. I like where we put our minds to it. And we are of 2 different minds. And we must work through this. But just going with the flow. And that's what it really is about this. It's like, sticking to your beliefs. It's like you don't think that way, but you're not going to tell them how you truly think about the shit that's coming out of their mouth. You're not going to impose your belief system upon this conversation. You'll just keep the pleasantries, which is bite your tongue. Now, it is very honorable because I look at one of my twin flames, Brian. He's very quiet and reserved. He just doesn't feel that he has to address anything. Or maybe he does. When you push him, he has to do something about it, I suppose. But he just, in his regard, is not everything has to be spoke on. So he can just take it in without it turning into fire. It just rolls, there's this saying, it's like, it rolls like water off of a duck's tail to him. People can say stupid shit and it doesn't affect him. People can do stupid shit and it doesn't affect him. But for those of us that are affected by the world, we must stand up and change the effects of the world. Not to impose our way of life, but at least make accountability for negativity of life, regardless to the person that's projecting it. Can I get an amen? Amen. You're going to have to spend a lot of time correcting adults in your presence. Who the fuck do you think you are? It's not about that. Can you have respect around me? Do you speak like this around all? I think you should have respect for all people when you're doing, you know what I mean? Something simplistic. Like, you know how people are hella rude and put people on speakerphone and stand in lines and then like be all talking, they all be just talking about nothing? Or even the person that's, the cashier on the other side at your grocery store or fucking gas station. And then they look at you, you're like listening to them and you're looking at them and they're bothered that you're part of their conversation, but you never wanted to be part of their conversation. They like have no etiquette. They believe that, their conversation can be heard by all ears and there's no respect to what ears are listening or taking part in their conversation. Can you have your conversation private? Now, a rude person like me, like, who we talking to? Say hi. Tell them we're at work. Hey guys, say hi to everyone. Hi everyone, who's that? They don't let you work by yourself? You bring your friend to work? Who's on the other line? I could embarrass the shit out of you. I could embarrass the shit out of you that you can't do your job without somebody on the phone with you, walking you through your day. You know who you are. You know exactly who you are. Can I get an amen? We're not allowed to tell people to act better, right? That to keep their, keep their private life to their private life and act professional when they're at their doing their professional job. We can't tell them that, we're not paid to hear your conversations. You know what I mean? It's like, they're too busy in their phone call to listen to, to pay attention to what's going on in the room. Dude, I'm so old, you weren't even allowed to bring phones. Seriously? Seriously. Anyways, moving on. Just saying that. Standing up. If your life purpose involves either driving a meaningful political cause towards or assuming, Finally, when the ray makes its way into your life, it's time to accept the loving gauntlet being thrown down by the universe. Take your hands off the controls of your life. Detach and be curious. The universe will show you exactly what you need and remove what you do not. If something or someone is no longer part of your life, it will soon be more beautiful, truthful, and satisfying version of what you are surrendering can come into your world. Remember, the universe loves you and wants only the best and most beautiful life experience for you. Trust it enough to let that happen now. I was getting downloads. Last night, every witch, makes a wish when they blow out their candle. And I'm sitting there with my wedding candle. And I just prayed for what I already know. I pray protection over my prosperity. I pray protection over my purpose. I pray protection over my union. I pray protection, over my family. And then it's like, what do you want? I just want to feel this secure for the rest of my life. Secure in knowing that God's in control and I don't have to worry. I know what my future holds and I'm not desperate for it to get here now. I'm not desperate for that, I'm not in a place of I want what's due to me, expectations. I want not. I just want the feeling that I've worked so hard to get to always last. And that's it, is God is not an Indian giver. He's not going to take this feeling away from me. I've given this feeling to myself by training myself to trust God. If I ever don't feel safe, it's because I'm not trusting God enough. That's all that means. I've been through hell and back. And you would be like, well, all right, God, where's all my blessings? Where's my this and that? I'm like, I see it. I know it's there. I'm grateful for the ride there. Because once we get there, again, you hear what I got to do. That lottery, we're getting to work. We're building communities. Just one, we have to get this one running first. We start, we fix our own home before we start, moving outside of our own backyard. It's just a prototype. It's just a prototype. God wants these communities everywhere. He wants them everywhere. He wants His church. And that's what it is. The church is a community. It's not a building. It's a community. He wants these communities built in His name and in His glory, taking care of His people. He doesn't want them to suffer anymore. He doesn't want them to look outside of themselves, only to open their door and look outside with the feeling that I have. But they need nothing. That life is good. And they can spend time enjoying the people around them and being helpful hands. When somebody in our community gets sick and it's their time to end, we can all take time with them in their end times. No person will ever die alone in our community. No kid will never need attention in our community. Nobody will ever need anything in our communities, because they're going to be centered on God, and He fulfills all those needs. It's a beautiful thing. And humanity needs that. They need God's promise, His promised land. He promised them that. The Garden of Eden, a place back in the garden where they shall be taken care of, and they could eat from every tree, and they would need nothing. And they could sing nothing but praises to Him for all the glorious things they've given. I am not your God, but I have seen His vision, and I am nothing more than here to help create that for you. I am His goddess. I am His supporter. I'm here to support God's calling on your lives. It does not come easy, though, because I also saw a conversation. Because we invite kids in, and they ask, can we live here? How can we live here? I said, we have very strict rules. Once you come here, you don't leave here. You have to give up everything out there to live here. You leave your schools, and you leave your families, and you leave your friends, and you leave everything. You go to new schools here, and we create new families. Your family has to give up a lot to live here. And then the kid says, how much does it cost? I said, he's sacrificed. Jesus pays for everything here. You don't have to worry about money here. Really? Yeah, the kids come on the weekends to be part of it. We invite outside kids. Why? Because they need to be part of something good. We take buses out and we pick up communities of kids to bring them in. Really? Yeah. Why? So that even in their worlds, they have, at least a Saturday morning of God. But naturally, the kids don't want to go home. They want to live in our communities. They want to stay. They want to stay for nighttime. They want to stay. They don't ever want to leave. They think it's all fun. And it's not always. But it should be for kids. We'll have educators. We'll have all of that. Not Little House on the Prairie where everyone's learning at the same, but you never know. Some people haven't had educations. So if we got Billy Madison sitting in, with the second graders, I don't want anybody saying anything. I want you to help him just as much as them and make him feel good. Don't talk to him stupid. He's not stupid. He just nobody taught him yet. Really? Yeah. I see a beautiful world for you guys, bro. I'm glad to be part of it. My kids will be grown. My next ones will be part of it. But these ones, they'll be grown. They'll be fighting the good fight outside of the communities. They're not going to hide in the communities with us. All right, let's see here. Trusted enough to let it happen, which is let God happen. Let your life happen. Instead of trying to create a life, let life happen. And take those times, like I said yesterday and today, is to get out there in those quiet spaces and listen for God's guidance. And the hardest work we do is detachment. It's going to take a lot for you to get back into God's, kingdom. Which is what? Taking off everything. Just like that, Bobby. What's it going to take? You're going to have to give up your life. Can't bring that in here. Can't bring any of that in here. You can't bring your troubles in here. There's no trouble here. We don't carry trouble. We heal pain, residual pain, and experiences, but we don't bring them in. And when we come in, we don't go back out looking for them. Remember, the universe loves you. All right, invocation. I now accept of my own free will and the blessings of the grace of the first ray of power. All right, I'm going to pray for you. In their lives. Through unconditional love and divine mercy, we surrender our lives into a loving hand of the universe to align us with higher will and the most beautiful expression of our life's journey. We call upon the loving assistance of genuine Ascending Master El Morya in all aspects of this process, and ask that the first ray of power be expressed in ways that serve the greatest good on this planet, that all beings may walk their true divine path. Through divine grace, so be it. Now you can see why it's so important that your skills are needed in our communities. I need carpenters. I need plumbers. I need cooks. I need people that know how to lay, you know what I mean? It's not the answer. I said lay pipe. That's not what I was going to say. I meant cement. Stuff like that. I need electricians. I need HVAC. We need women. We need teachers. We need gardeners. We need people, everyday people that have skills. My daughter really wants to fucking learn how to crochet, bro. We need people that know how to sew. We need people that know how to tend to animals. Why? So you can teach us, and we can all do it as a community. You won't be in charge. You'll teach us, and we'll take charge. We'll all learn what it takes to run the community. Each of us will learn like bees. We'll rotate. We'll get to learn all the different jobs. Why? So that we're always skilled, and that everyone has all the skills, and that some obviously will be better than others. We need artists. We need educators. We need scientists. We need all of that. We need you to accept the gifts that God has given you and start using them. Our bakers. Man, we need the nonas. We need the grandmas and the abuelitas to come teach some of us how to cook. We need home economics. We need mechanics. We need all of that. Not just for the children, but for the families. We all need to learn life skills again. We need to be retaught how to live on our own. And then, we probably need some tech guys, too, if somebody knows that bullshit. We need singers and songwriters. We need people for choir. We need all kinds of stuff. We need people that are going to run the pools. We need people that are going to run the freaking smoke areas. We need people. And people need us. It's going to be great. All right, so that's where that is. Where are we at? 48 minutes. I feel like I've been talking for years. This is a beautiful card, isn't it, though? Man, that is really pretty. Does it talk to you? It talks to me. Let me put this up, and we're going to read the next card, and maybe we'll be done. Maybe, I don't know. I think there might be an archangel connected to this, too. Well, the Ascending Masters usually are tied to archangel forms. Really? Yeah, those are archangel cards, but Ascending Masters. That's why I say that. All right, wrong book. These are the Crystal Mandala Oracles. We're going to page, what was it? 101, which is basically 11, for those that don't know. The beginning, 130, 122, 117. All right, higher will. It's the will. It gives you the will to keep going, the willpower, not to give up, not to want to die, not to, crawl into a pity party. We bring you the blessing of higher will. There is a great plan of divine love unfolding through the universe, and the fulfillment of the divine destiny is included. Oh, your divine destiny. Sometimes it may seem hard to trust the higher will, yet if you do, it can bring a feeling of great relief. Stop. That's what I felt last night. I just trusted God's will. I don't know how we get there. I know how we get there, I just don't know when it happens. but all in great time. Where do we plant them? You know what I mean? Where do we plant these seeds? All of this. There's all kinds of things. Little by little, he reveals the plan. And that's where it is. It's like, you know, do I want to start this by New Year's? I don't think so. That's like saying I'm ready to get married and, you know, start making babies. I don't think so. You know what I mean? It's like, he knows when you're ready. And you can't make it happen any faster. Alright, surrender empowers you to get on with life and trust that all is happening exactly as it should according to the greater intelligence and love. Sometimes, however, the mind wants to control the higher plan. It wants to decide when something should happen, and how, and with whom, and in what way. It might convince itself... Do you know how to ride a horse? I don't know how to ride a horse. We can learn together. It might convince ourselves, that's what I saw. You're not going to put them all on horses. You're going to put them on a wagon. We're going to be on horses. It's going to be fun. Really? Yes, it's going to be fun. It might convince itself that this personal opinion is actually the higher plan itself, and then feel betrayed, frightened, or confused when things don't go according to plan. The mind... God's done that before. He gets this whole plan together, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready. He's like, that's great, but we're not going to do that anymore. I put my whole mind to it. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, please, because it's about to get ugly. I'm going to cover this. Alright, let's keep going. Why didn't I let you hear me scream at them? Because you don't need to hear me scream at them the same shit that I've been screaming at them all fucking day. And realistically, you never open that door when I'm channeling. Ever. Ever. And that's just it. If I'm outside, then it's safe. I don't fucking open the door to this shit and let it run through this fucking building. Secondly, you can hear it in every one of my videos where she tells him to get the fuck off of her bed. I am not doing this. Like, how many times a fucking day do we gotta repeat the same type shit? So that's what I saved you from, but you can still be part of the argument if you want. And that's really it. Is like, how long is it gonna take you to program your mind not to do this? Like, you keep getting told no. They said no. They said no. But when somebody's not looking or she's not there, it's back to doing it. Like, I want to show you this. I'm dealing with a kid that I got to repattern him, but I want you to see this in your own life. Because that was part of that video earlier about people that push boundaries. I've set this boundary, which is this rule, and don't break it. Don't break it. Don't break it. Don't break it. And he don't get it. At that point, you get to a point where your emotions get so loud that you're going to use physical force now. Like, what do I got to do? Like, my words are, you're not listening to our words. You're refusing. And that's where things can get hostile. Do I have to use physical force? Do I have to rip you off the bed like she does for you to get this? Now, that's for you guys adults. That's the type of discipline that you need in your life when you're trying to train yourself to stop doing something that God told you to stop doing. Your heart said, stop doing this. You have to have that kind of self-discipline. And that's it. For whatever reason, he thinks he can, despite the fact that we tell him he can't. Is it our job to keep reinforcing harder and harder? Or is it his lack of self-discipline to follow our boundaries? Why can't he respect it? And I'm the same way, bro. I can remember this time I didn't even let my mom sit on my bed. Why? It's a private place, bro. You take your clothes off on your bed. You sleep in your underwear on your bed. You don't want people in your private place. That's like them wrapping up in your underwear drawer. Some people actually sleep naked in their bed. You don't want someone else coming into your room that have been outside with outside clothes, putting their outside on your bed. That's specifically why we take a shower before we get into the bed. So we're not taking outside into the bed. So there's a lot of things right there about that. And I just, like right now, she's furious because, yeah, and she has every right to be, but don't do what you always do. And I don't know why he won't stop changing this. And these are petty things that we have to just change. This is an example to you in your life. How many people do you know that just can't get it? You've told them a million fucking times, but there seems to be some kind of fucking, you know what I mean? Their brain cannot connect the two. This means no. This means no. This means no. It becomes frustrating on the person outside. Now, this is exactly why I get frustrated when I see people have patterns, negative patterns. I'm not going to sit here and point out every time you're patterning. I'm supposed to do that for myself. Do you realize you're patterning? Oh, you're going to defense now, instead of having more self-control to the fact that you're patterning. Why does he do it? I don't know. Because sometimes he gets away with it. I don't know. But I don't want to get caught up in it. So that's where I was like, dude. And I had to yell at her. I'm like, no, 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 no. Screaming no. Like I'm screaming at dogs. Really? Yeah. Now, naturally, I'm not going to speak directly to your children that way. There comes a certain nice, a certain degree of holdback. But with my own children, you know what I mean? At the same time, it's like, they're not going to push you like they push me. Understand that. You know what I mean? Interpersonal relationships push each other's limits far more. They take things out in the household that they don't take out in the world. They bring the outside world into the household. Realistically, yeah. So that's why, like, domestic violence. It's like you don't even know these people to be angry, but they take all that anger and they take it out onto those closest to them. Shit like that. So, just trying to explain that to you. It's like, they're nicer to your children than they are to their own. Well, there's a different degree of, openness and discipline in my house that I wouldn't just feel open to discipline your kids in the same exact forms and ways. And that's leading up to it. Realistically, you can't just take control of other people's children. Like, no! You can't just yell at other people's children. That's where you have to guide the parent as to guide the child. You don't want to play other people's fucking parents. They feel offended. For sure. For sure. And then you have to touch kindly on it. It's like, I deal with this all the time. I've tried a lot of different things. What works for me? And if you haven't found out what works, just say, dude, I have to do this. And none of the things, I try this and it doesn't work. I try this and it doesn't work. You're trying to save them from the heartache of trying to, and, two minds come together as to, you know what I mean? I've done everything and that kid won't fucking stop doing this shit. What have you done for it? And that's really what comes together. That's where you need like a parenting support group. Support me. I'm a parent. It's hard. These kids are eating me alive. I'm trying to smile and not cry. I'm very tired. They always want something. I don't know how to say no. They make me feel bad. Really? Yeah, fuckers. Not to mention this girl. This girl sent me to fucking Walgreens for fucking Midol and ice cream first thing in the morning. You can imagine we're not having a great day over here. And he's over here fucking rolling around on her bed. Yeah, you just poked the dragon, bro. Get out of the way. I'm fucking gonna slap you. Get the fuck out of this room. Feed it candy. Feed it candy. Jesus Christ, help me. Anyways, alright, the willpower to live. Ugh. It might convince itself, that's why I want to be outside. I don't want to be around you. You're negative. It might convince itself that it's a personal, what are we talking about? Surrender. It wants to decide when something, oh, you're talking about your stupid mind. The mind can be a great ally on the spiritual path, but it needs to be given resonance and regular compassionate reminders that although it is powerful, it is not privy to the workings of the universe. That's it. It's like the mind doesn't want to be, it doesn't want to be deemed as unimportant. It wants to be valued, right? So like when something needs to be done, the mind comes in. I have an idea. Oh, that's a great idea. I like that idea, but hold on. I got to see what God says. Okay. And that's where you teach it. It's like you don't disqualify the mind. You don't ignore the mind. You nurture the mind, and because that's what it's looking like. If you don't hear your thoughts and reward yourself for your thoughts, then it's going to go outside and do it. It's like, hey, I have this great idea, and da-da-da-da. Instead of you just, when the great idea come up and just say, hey, that was a great idea. That was a spark of genius. I'm really proud of myself. That was really cool. It got that satisfaction from you, so it doesn't need to go and overshare with other people to get that satisfaction, right? So when your mind is, something has happened and your mind's like, damn, that really sucks. I feel really bad about that. If you listen to your thoughts and you talk to them, I know why you feel bad, and I get it. That was pretty horrible. It no longer needs to run and go tell someone else this story, because it's already been heard by you. And you spoke with it about the story. You were your own therapist, but you were also the answer, outside of you that you were looking for. The inner child. As you go through life, you have thoughts about it, and you have feelings. And you want to tell people about your thoughts and feelings. If you take time to just check in with your thoughts and feelings, you don't seem to be running to other people to ask them or to run and tell them. Now, sometimes you get confused and you're like, you really want to know what they think about your situation because you're a little confused. You can't see it. You're like, maybe I'm not seeing this right. What do you think? You got to be careful because there's always those people that are like, no, you're all right and everything's right and right. Then there's the people, a lot of times Morgan likes to say I'm wrong. She says, no, you're looking at it all wrong. Is she right? Sometimes. Am I always looking at it wrong? No. She just thinks I can look at it differently. Right? So she's not always completely supportive to my views, my point of view, my POV. You know what I mean? But that's where it's intriguing. Are you willing to listen to theirs, and is theirs good because it's encouraging you to look more positive? Or is theirs because they're limited and negative? No, that'll never work out, and all these things could go wrong, and I don't think he's the kind of guy, or, I don't think that will work out. Those are the negatives, and it's like, no, it could happen. You just got to kind of figure some things out. You could do it. You can move things around. And those are the influences. When you take your life to other people, you're allowing them to have influence on your experience. Just kind of sit with yourself and positively influence yourself. But that's really what it is. The mind was like, well, I thought that, everything would work out by now. I did too, but we're still waiting on it. It doesn't mean it's not working. And that's what it would be. If you picked up the phone and called your best friend or your mom or whoever and be like, Mom, I'm not really sure what's going on, man. I'm like, my grades aren't picking up. I thought this would be a lot more fun, and it's just, I don't know what's going on. No, I get where you're coming from, and it's probably, your teachers suck and this and that, and they really kind of console you with what's going on in your life, and they tell you to keep your head up. So you can get that from your spirit guides, and you can get that from yourself. But, again, you're making yourself susceptible to other people's opinions and involvement in your life and judgment. Because whatever you do tell them, they're going to tell you, hey, I saw so-and-so. Yeah, what's going on with them? Oh, they're really struggling, and they're this and that and this and that. That conversation never needed to be had. You could have just had it with yourself. Really? I hear myself. I heard myself yesterday. I said it straight clearly. I'm afraid. That was the strongest thing I said last night. When I look at you, I'm afraid. When I try to think of a future with you, I become afraid. That's yourself listening. I heard it. I heard myself say I'm afraid. Not of him, but of the past. You listen to yourself talk. You learn yourself, which is the inner child. The inner child drops hints. I'm scared. I'm not sure. I'm this. Listen to the I'ms. Right? And then you come in, and acknowledge what you are, how you feel. Right? Right. Okay? The mind can be a great ally, blah, blah, blah. Nor does it need to be for you to be happy, free, and manifesting your divine destiny. This oracle comes to you now because the mystery workings of the higher will are at work in your life, and you will find peace and even awe as you relax your mind and choose to trust now. The divine is a creative genius at play. It understands how to ensure all organisms evolve, whether or not or where not even the tiniest, where not even the tiniest or apparently most significant creature is forgotten, so that all needs are met at the perfect time and in the perfect way. You are very much part of that. Every wish, dream, desire, yearning, and vision you have is very much part of that loving creative plan. It is not possible for the human mind to grasp the working of the divine mind in the microscope attention to detail and microscopic vastness, or macrocosmic vastness. It is possible, though, for the human mind to understand that the divine mind knows what it's doing, and that what it is doing is unconditionally loving for all creation, including you. In your life at present, higher will is at work. Of course, it'll always... What cards are you pulling? The Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Of course, it will always... of course, it is always in operation, but there are times that you may not see... that it may seem hard to believe. You may not... I'm getting all kinds of downloads. Focus on the words, please. I'm seeing a cottage. I don't know. Let me keep reading. You may know intellectually that the universe loves you and is helping you always, while emotionally you may feel insecure, uncertain, or challenged by what is happening in your life and wish it was other than what it is. What is causing uncertainty is in you will change in time. That's kind of where you're being pulled. In the beginning of my awakening, I didn't know what was happening, but I was certain in the chaos of what was happening. You become certain in the unknown. I don't know what's going on, but I know something's about to happen. I know I'm going to get my next assignment. I know I'm where I'm supposed to be. I know that this is what's supposed to happen. I just don't know what happens next. The mind can't see it until God's shown it. And even that, it can see it, but it won't believe it, and you have to tell it, no, that's a great idea, it will work out. As you go through it, you will naturally access increased understanding, acceptance, and even joyful appreciation of how incredibly creative and intelligent life is, and how amazing your spiritual journey is, too. And that's the synchronicities, the perfect timings. How everything aligns at perfect timing. I'm seeing yesterday morning. I'm completely ready. I walk out of the building, and I thought I smelt it as I was leaving. I was like, it smells like someone's burning breakfast. I walk out the building, I'm like, all right, I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to smoke a cigarette. And I light the cigarette, and the fire alarm goes off right then. It's like these perfect alignments of time, where you realize the universe is conspiring on your behalf. There's so many of them. And if you're not supposed to be there right then, it's almost like it stops you from what you're supposed to do. Higher will does not wish for you to suffer. It wishes for you to grow and remember who you truly are. Sometimes that growth brings suffering. It can be difficult for the mind to let go of ideas and expectations and learn to believe that what is and what is always a gift, even if we can't see how at the time. Sometimes higher will shall... I'm getting the download of my car. Sometimes higher will shall ask that you cultivate patience. The last real tower was, my son's birthday. My radiator blew. And my spirit just knew that this was God and it was done for a reason. You do realize, and I realized that, it came to me today. God has not let me go back to... I have not gone back to Red Rocks since summer. I started to think about it. Did it have something to do with the fact that you guys were on my mountain? Because the last time I went was before fucking Russ came out here. And then my car blew and I wasn't supposed to go anymore. And then since then, most of them have. It's like they don't want me over there. There's many times I feel the pull, like I just want to for my own personal glory, just to be out there. But circumstances will not allow it. When I leave Colorado, all I'm ever thinking about is coming back to Red Rocks. How I can't wait to step foot on the rocks. It's very intriguing. It's that. It's like you see how everything's conspiring in perfect timing. Perfect timing. There's no point to rush ahead on your path. Ready to speak, shine, share, teach when those you are destined to assist are not ready for it yet. Your voice will be lost in the darkness. There's no love in that for anyone involved. Patience for time will allow for the love that can grow to be given a chance to do so, in the best conditions for that to happen. You know, I was always trying to get to the end and just move on, just trying to finish tasks, just trying to complete things, get to a completion. And that's where, you know, the peace comes, where you're not trying to force things anymore. You're allowed to enjoy the moment you are in. Perhaps patience is not one of the virtues of your more enthusiastic, future-orientated personalities. You may feel constrained and not enjoy that very much. This is absolutely fine. It may be more joyful if you could learn to love the building of the foundation as much as the success of completion of the task. Told you. To learn to see the constraint as a way that your soul can build from the spiritual muscle of trust, endurance, sacrifice, and instant gratification for long-term success. In that, it's like, you know, patience, being still and being ready, sometimes they're harder than others, but it's in that where you feel that you can be still. You can sit in the trust and the knowing. But it did take a lot. From the very beginning, he'd give me one idea, one block. You know what I mean? So he's like, go to Mr. Plum's. So I get there, but I have no idea what I'm supposed to do next. All I know is I'm not supposed to put the kids in school. I'm not supposed to get a job. I'm just supposed to relax for a couple weeks, and then I'll know what to do. And I tell Mr. Plum that. They're difficult weeks because I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm supposed to trust. And it continues to be that way. I know I'm supposed to just be here. I don't know. So in the beginning, the first download I ever got from God, true from God, His voice, before I left my home, He taught me that after my first initiation that happened on that mountain when I got stuck in the snow. After it happened, and I was coming off the mountain, this is what He told me when He let me free. It was like the judge, as I'm letting you out. I'm going to put you in places. There's going to be people there, but they're not going to be able to help you. All you're going to have are the clothes on your back, and you're going to have to stay there until the job is done. That's the only understanding He gave me, and that's what He did. He kept putting me in places. There were people, but they couldn't help me. All I had was what I came with, and I never knew what I was really there to do. But when it was done, I could leave. And when it was done, I knew what I was there to do. Which ultimately, you look back, it was all healing. Why did God send me to fucking Yuma, Arizona? To remember and to heal. Why did He send me to the Bay? To remember and to heal. Why did He send me to Oklahoma? To remember and to heal. Why does He do anything with me? To remember and to heal. It doesn't make sense. Why did He put me in my old neighborhood? Why did He send me back to Bobby? Why does He make me face these twin flames? To remember and to heal. So one day I asked, will it ever end? The marathon continues. It's not about being healed. It's about discovering all the memories and reclaiming all that power. The healing sucks for a little bit. I'm pretty good at them. I don't get stuck in them too deep. these terrible memories. I've been doing it for a long time now. But it's the empowerment, the addiction to the empowerment that comes after the healing. I feel so much better about myself. I feel so much better about life. I see it different. It doesn't hurt anymore. It doesn't bother me anymore. I feel so much better. That's what I'm addicted to. I'm addicted to feeling better. In order to feel better, I gotta feel bad. I feel fine until they make me feel terrible. But the reason they make me feel terrible is so I can feel better. There's a lot of things, little secret side quests that he has for me before I build his kingdom. I'm not fully ready. I know that. And that's okay. I'm not trying to rush to be ready. I'm not trying to take side classes in engineering and, political science and fucking, doctrines and fucking... I know shit about the Catholicism. I'm not trying to rush any of it. I'm not rushing. I'm American. We take our time. We take our time. We're on that colored time. Can I get an amen? Amen. God's got a plan, bro. Quit trying to make a plan. Just go with the plan. Go with the plan. Alright, let's see about the completion. Although the mysteries of how higher will is working, its magic may always be somewhat impenetrable to the mind, there's a very easy way to know that what higher will is telling you at any given moment. It communicates to you every day, in every moment, through the simple truth of what is happening in your life. You are riding a wave of success and opportunity in this moment, and you are being patient in attending to particular issues. Are you being patient in attending to particular issues and circumstances? Are you seeing your vision materialize right before your eyes at this moment? Or are you building the foundations within yourself and perhaps also in your life for that vision to be born into a not too distant future? And that's it. After I see it, I spend a whole day creating this vision of the children's ministries, the Saturday children ministries. That's all I saw. What is it called? Children ministry? Adventure camp? History camp? That's all it is. Spent the whole day thinking about it. What happened last week? We talked about the teens. We talked about their housing situation. I spent a whole day thinking about the, getting downloads about the teens' housing. All kinds of things. Again, I've already seen the cafeteria. I've already seen the great room. I've already seen most of these things. They're built. All I gotta do is get the contractors and get the, get the people. I'll tell them what I see and they create it. And we get to work. I know how to build the houses. I told you. Big old houses. Their yards, their fucking garages, their front yards. I know how to build the street structures. Everything. Really? Everything. It gets more and more elaborate. So that way the whole blueprint is being pieced together. It's puzzle pieces being put inside of me. I don't forget. I spent a whole day on this one. It's the same as anything I build. We're building the future within us, while the future builds itself outside of us, while it all comes together. You think it, and then you speak it, and you take actions towards it. Minimal actions is what it really is. I'm just the leader of it. Don't get me wrong, I get my hands dirty, and I'm in all parts of it all day. I'm all over that bitch. I am all over the community. I am the community. On top of all my teachings. I'm all over the community, but still right there doing all my teachings. Really? It's a great life. Great life. Alright, if you are feeling anxious, doubt, or impatient, or uncertainty, guilt, shame, or anger, or even excitement and joy at a plan that is coming together, this oracle brings you a reassuring message. You can do everything you can, and then let go again and again. Trust that the higher will is working for the best interests and will help you manifest your most soul-satisfying success at the perfect time and in the perfect way. I was seeing the stables, but as soon as I saw the horses, I saw the cows. It's like, you have horses? We have all of that. We need it. We need it to tend to the land. We need it all. With chickens, we have all of that. Really? Mm-hmm. Healing process. To integrate, I'm going to power this up here. I'm going to pray over you. I'm going to power that stone up with my energy. This one's probably from the heart, I believe. I saw it in my chest. It could be your solar plexus, but I feel like it's going to get powered by my heart. And then I'm going to allow you to catch that healing, if that makes sense. Bear with me. I called upon the crystal angel of blue star sapphire and Ascending Master El Morya, who loves us unconditionally. Thank you for the divine healing blessing of higher will. May we know the joy of unconditional trust in higher will, the powerful all-knowing love the universe has for us, and benevolent assistant life is always providing us, so we can grow into the fulfillment of our destinies. May all beings know the loving grace of higher will and choose the peace that comes with surrender and trust. Through our own free will, so be it. It's a lot about surrender. And that's where you build this relationship with God, is surrendering to the belief in Him and His possibility, and reminding your mind, encouraging your mind to continue to believe in His possibilities. And then they come to fruition. That's just the beginning of manifestations. But you need God. Once your mind knows that He's real and that He can do all great things, then you can start manifesting for real. It needs to know that it can work. The only thing that works consistently is God. Everything else fails. You need to teach your mind that God is real and that He never fails. It's little steps of teaching your mind, we're going to give this to God. No. It was God with my finances. God told me to quit my jobs. No, God. Who's going to take care of me and my family? I am. What? I couldn't argue with Him because it's like God, the miracle worker. He tells me He's going to take care of me, and arguing looks pathetic. So I have to just argue my mind when it starts to get scared. I can't say that. But there was one day, I went a whole day without cigarettes, and I screamed at Him. You said you were going to take care of me. You promised you'd take care of me. This isn't taking care of me according to me. I can do better than this. Really? Oh yeah, I've had my wars with God. Let me take care of myself. Let me be part of this. Let me take care of my children. Let me have the pride. Let me get my hands. Let me do something, God. I can help our situation. Let me be part of my life. Really? That kind of surrender. And teaching my mind that He's in charge. Not just mine, but everyone else's. I have to tell my mind, no, God said. No, God said. I have to tell my children. So then my children's mind has to learn. They might just say she's crazy. No, she doesn't do shit unless God says. That's all their mind says. She's a God freak. She talks to God and, I don't know, aliens. Whatever her mind says, her mind knows for certainty that this is how I am. My two children know for certainty that God exists in one form or another. My son especially. Can you give me some good luck? Can you ask God to bless me? He knows me as the in-between. I try to teach him that he can just ask God. That he could believe that he believes that I'm powerful, that I have good luck. So he wants to get it from me. Fucking energy harvester. He'd be playing a video game and be like, hey, can you bless me? Can you give me good luck? Can you make sure that I get this thing? But they've seen it. They'll sit around and then they'll get all these legendary stuff and this is 1 in a billion. Thank you, Mom. I didn't do it. It was God. I don't even care. I hope you lose. Realistically, yeah. They have an understanding. They see the workings of God because I make them wait for God to see it. So we all see God because we all have to wait on Him. I'm telling Him, I can't do anything. I'm waiting on God. Get a fucking job, Mom. I have one. God gave it to me for you. Stop yelling at me. God's going to give you your birthday. He's making me work hard for it. He's doing this for you. Shut up. Really? That's it. What do you need? I'm going to ask God. Yesterday, what were we doing? She's like, can you just get your fucking housing already? I want my fucking room. Okay, let's talk about your room. What's it going to look like? What kind of furniture are you going to have? Are you going to have a TV in your room? Are you going to have a desk? She said, I'm going to have blacked out curtains. Okay, what else? What else is going to be in your room? Let's start manifesting your room. What is this space that you want me to get for you? Tell me so we can create it. You want it. It's coming. What's it going to look like? And then the second thing is, guys, do we need a fucking TV in the living room? If everyone's going to have a TV in their room? They want TVs in their room. Why do we need so many TVs? Do you watch a TV in your room? I watch my phone. I don't need a TV in my room. But I do like to watch TV when I'm eating. So, do we need one in just the dining area? How does that work? That's what we were manifesting. What would our rooms look like? What would the living room? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. We, take a negative and turn it positive. I can't wait till I get my room. Cool. I know you're angry that you don't have it yet, but let's talk about it. Let's go into your room. Tell me what your room looks like. Are you going to have posters? Are you going to have pictures? Are you going to have what's going to be on the walls? What kind of bedding are you going to have? Right? Do you want dressers? Do you want a desk? Do you want, you know what I mean? What's going to be in there? Do you want instruments? Do you want an art studio? What's in your room? Manifesting. And it's not like I'm getting it. Let's talk to God. God, she wants a fucking room. Fill it with all the shit she wants so she could be happy. That's what I was doing. Do you do reversal? Do you do a lot of... do you do psychological reversal around there? No. I do a lot of psychological work here, though. Manipulation? Inspiration. I do turn it around, though. You'll see it in my conversations. I have to. It's redirect. I have to redirect my own childish mind. Think I'm not redirecting my children? And every other child of God outside of me? Are you manipulating them? No, redirecting. Manipulating them would be making them do what I want them to do. I don't make them do. I try to guilt them sometimes. They don't care. Especially when it comes to the dog. I can't make them walk the dog. What am I going to do? Slap them? I'll fucking kick your ass if you don't walk that fucking dog right now. Force them? Force doesn't work. So then the next thing is what? Guilt them? You can't force human beings, not at a small age, not at a big one. You redirect them with positivity and not by treats. Oh, if you do this, I'll give you $1. I have to do that with this guy kind of often. Kind of too often. And she'd be like, why is he getting $1? What did he do? I said, stop worrying about it. Do you want $1? Then she stopped worrying about it. I was like, you don't have to worry about what he did for $1. Do you want $1? I could just give you $1. You don't have to be jealous of his $1. You could have one too. No. I don't want $1. Well, then get off his $1. Really? It's a true story. We had that argument 2 days ago. It's like, do you want $1? What do I got to do? Nothing? I'll give you $1 if you want $1. Really? Yeah. Spiritual psychoanalyst at your service. We're doing this in the name of God here. I'm fucking with your psyche using God. All right, next part. I'm going to do this. What is this? If you would wish to further integrate it, hold it at your throat chakra. Oh, that makes sense. Speak your truth. I thought it was going to be your heart. What else? You can also do it at your third eye. Multiples, huh? Alright, I choose of my own free will through this and any lifetime and all layers of my entire being to release any experience, memory, or belief system that perpetuates distrust of higher will. Through divine grace and unconditional love, so be it. Okay. Through my imagination or projection, I have put my energy into that. And if you focus on that, I'm going to pray over you. But I want you to believe the words in which I said. Release any mistrust in yourself. Your mind's telling you no, but your body is telling you yes. The mind is just afraid. It's afraid to trust you. It's afraid to trust what it cannot see. You have to teach it to trust the unseen, and listen to it when it's afraid. Okay? I'm going to pray for you. May divine love express itself with absolute merciful protection through the unimpeded flow of higher will upon the earth. May all beings be protected, guided, and loved as they are supported in attaining their highest divine destiny. For the greater good, according to the divine compassion and in service to the great divine plan of love unfolding, so be it. I don't know if this is just my mind going crazy right now because it's hungry, but it is like totally showing me a club sandwich. I'm fasting. I'm on day 2, and it is just like showing me a club sandwich with some steak fries and ranch. I think I'm hungry. I can't have that, but I know that's what you want. My brain, it's like, I'm so hungry. Can I have this? No, we're not eating that, but I will go get you something really good to drink. Really? Yeah, out of nowhere, that's what my brain came up with. It's like, I really want a club sandwich with some steak fries and ranch. No, we're not having that. We're fasting, remember? But remember the drink that we had the other day? It tasted really good. We'll go find one of those. That was pretty good. Isn't that sad? And that's what it is, the kid. It's like, can I have an ice cream cake? Can we go to Cold Stone Ice Cream? No, we can't do that right now. But I have some cookies at home. And we can get a scoop of vanilla ice cream and mix it together, and we can maybe even do something different. But that's where it is. You just got to redirect the mind. Right then I was just thinking, the mind was telling me how that my stomach wants food. That was a great meal, mind. I want it. No, we're not doing that. I'll take care of the stomach. That was a great idea for the stomach. I'll take care of the stomach. Get it? That's how it works. You ever been on a diet? You're gonna die. That's it. You just have to give it something else that it likes. Right? So I found this other drink. I found this drink the other day that was really good. It was cinnamon, I don't know, cinnamon oatmeal, oat milk, something, oatmeal, protein, something, and it tasted really good. It tasted like a dessert. So I was like, no, we'll go get that. If I'm still hungry, we'll drink some fucking broth or something, but we're okay. It's like, oh, I really want a sandwich and french fries. You listen to the thought that's come in your mind? I'm in the middle of praying, and I'm thinking about lunch. Where's that coming from? My stomach. My stomach is making requests through my mind, and now I can't focus on God. There's the mind, the body, and the spirit. The body's making requests, and the mind makes them heard, and now the spirit has to honor that the body and the mind have requests. But we're doing a spiritual workout here, so, we have to redirect. Sounds delicious, bro. God, that sounds so good. I was craving one of those like a pregnant woman like a couple months ago. I was like literally looking for a Denny's where I could get one. Did I get it? Yes. When the mind wants, dude, when the heart wants it, the heart wants. Anyways, for the greater good, according to the, I gotta redo this. My mind told me no. All right. May divine love express itself with absolute merciful protection through the unimpeded flow of higher will upon the earth. May all beings be protected, guided, and loved as they are supported in attaining their highest divine destiny. For the greatest good, according to the divine compassion in the service to the greatest divine plan of love unfolding, so be it. Here's your affirmation for today to say 3 times. I am loved by the divine, and the higher will of the plan unfolding is supporting, lifting, and opening me into a full divine potential and destiny now and always. Always and forever. You're part of God's plan. You could simplify this as what I teach you to tell your mind. There's 4 things I teach you to tell your mind often when it's feeling weak. I'm loved. God fucking loves me. My spirit guides love me. The universe loves me. My ancestors love me. God loves me. I'm so important to this universe. I'm here with importance. I am important to myself, to God, to the earth, to the animals, and to, those around me. I am important. I am protected. I ain't got to worry about shit. God is always looking out for me. He has always got my back. He is in front of me. He's watching behind me. He's watching the sidelines. I am protected from the bullshit. Number 4. I am provided for. I am provided for. God gots me. God gots me, bro. I ain't got to worry about it. He's got a plan. We just got to stick it out. He's going to come through. He likes to fucking, be late to the party, but he's never late. God gots me. God's going to show me how to get through this. God gots me. Those are the 4 fundamental food groups. I am loved. I'm protected. I am provided for. And I am needed. I am important. I am needed. I am purposeful. That's what God wants you to know every time you step outside. Hey, don't forget, I love you. I got you. I'm going to provide for you. I'm going to protect you. and you're important to me. Go out and have a great day. If you get out there, don't forget, call me, I'll remind you. You have to remind yourself of that. When you're out there and you feel all alone, you're not. You're out there with the whole universe. He's watching you. He just cut the grass and let you walk by yourself. You're not alone. You're not, he is protecting you in the darkest. He is super protecting for you. He's going to make sure you got everything you need. And he's going to find you, he's resourceful, he's going to find you a way to meet your needs. Because he knows you want the power and the pride to say that you did this. He knows you like to create abundance. He knows you like to get your hands dirty. He's always got that for you. And you're important to the big plan. Your life is important, how it affects others. You passing through is important to other people. Even though they may not see you, you're important in this space. He called you to this space because of who you are. Even if they don't know who you are. Right? Right. Those are your affirmations. I have to remind myself sometimes of that. That's how you defeat those defeating thoughts of nobody loves me, nobody cares about me, nobody even sees me. Nobody's, you know what I mean? I don't know how I'm going to be okay. I don't know how anything's going to work out. I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. I don't know how I'm going to eat. You fight all those with that. 4 food groups. God loves me. God's protecting me. God's providing for me, and he fucking needs me out here. He needs me. These people need me. Strangers need me. Fuck them, family. They don't need me. They need God. Strangers need me. We need you. And just like I said in my community, we need you. But we need you to be Christ-like. What does it really take? Kindness, bro. We need you to be forgiving. We need you to be understanding. We need you to be compassionate. We need you to forget what you thought you knew and learn a new way of life. Really? Pretty much. Hey, I love you guys. I'll catch you guys later for some religious teachings. Was that good? Was it good? Was it good for you? It was good for me. Later, haters.